Vegas got a whole lot icier this weekend when Saweetie stormed into the strip club and turned it into her own personal snow globe of chaos and cash. From the moment she entered the city, something in the atmosphere shifted. The strip always pulses, with a kind of frantic electricity, a place where nothing ever really sleeps, and every corner hides a secret. But this time, it felt different. This was not just another celebrity sighting or some overhyped appearance announcement. Saweetie didn't come to simply show face. She came to own the night and everyone lucky enough to be within a mile radius of Crazy Horse. 3 could feel the incoming blizzard of glitter and green. The anticipation had been simmering for hours. Club staff whispered about a major name-checking. In late, security doubled. DJs rehearsed their transitions. Bartenders polished glasses with nervous excitement. Some of the entertainers swapped their usual sets for routines choreographed to Saweetie's hits. Just in case the rumors were true, by 11:30 p.m., the club was at capacity, a sea of designer heels, chain-draped necks, and eager eyes. Then, just past midnight, it happened. The doors swung open in dramatic fashion, the kind you usually only see in music videos. A sleek black SUV pulled up curbside, and before the engine even went quiet, the passenger door cracked open. A flash of platinum blonde hair, the shimmer of a crystal-encrusted mini-dress. And then, there she was, Saweetie, larger than life, stepping out like she was walking into her own coronation. She didn't need an announcement. The place erupted into gasps and cheers instantly as phones flew up to capture every second of her entrance. Her outfit, a silver 2-piece ensemble covered in rhinestones, sparkled under the club lights as if it had been made to reflect. Nothing but money and mischief. Her long acrylic nails clacked rhythmically as she waved to fans and strutted in with a confidence that practically dripped off her shoulders. She wasn't just walking into the club, she was setting the temperature. And it was about to drop below freezing, flanked by her team and a few close friends. She breezed past velvet ropes straight to the cashier's window, already grinning like she had a secret she couldn't wait to share. Without a second thought, she dropped $10,000, not for bottle service or a private booth, but in singles. Yes, 10,000 crisp $1 bills bundled, bagged, and ready to make it snow. She grabbed the first handful like it was confetti at a victory parade and flung it in the air as her entourage followed suit. Instantly, the floor became a storm of fluttering bills. The DJ, already spinning a high-energy mix, caught on and dropped the beat to tap in. And that was all the crowd needed. The entire room exploded. Saweetie didn't just hang back and watch. She became the show. She made her way toward the main stage, laughing and tossing stacks of money like she was feeding a bonfire. Dancers, many of whom had only dreamed of sharing space with her, jumped into action, performing acrobatic routines on the poles and grinding in rhythm to her voice echoing through the speakers. She twerked alongside the performers, hyping them up, clapping, cheering, and making it rain, with the enthusiasm of someone celebrating more than just a night out. It was like she was reclaiming the room, reclaiming the night, and making it hers. From the floor to the ceiling, fans in the club couldn't believe their luck. Some were screaming, others frozen in disbelief. Girls pulled out phones to film their idol up close, while guys stood slack-jawed watching the icy goddess in her element. Every time another stack of bills flew into the air, the lights would catch them mid-flight like a snow flurry of cash glistening against the dark backdrop of the club. Saweetie wasn't just tipping, she was blessing the place. Bartenders hustled to keep up with the drink orders flooding in. Champagne corks popped in every corner. The dancers had a renewed energy, putting on the performances of their lives not just because of the money raining down, but because Saweetie was clapping for them, pointing at them, calling them by name, praising their moves. She wasn't there to steal the spotlight, she was there to share it then. Just when the chaos had settled into a steady rhythm of wild joy, another shockwave hit the club, and it was seismic. Without any fanfare or spotlight, Travis Scott walked in, no warning, no entourage parade. Just cool, collected, and calm as the eye of a storm. At first, only a few people noticed. But once one camera turned in his direction, the rest followed like dominoes. He was dressed in understated streetwear, designer, but relaxed, with his hoodie partially up and chains glinting under the lights. He made a beeline for the cash booth, and, in classic Travis fashion, casually ordered $30,000 in singles, like it was a vending machine purchase. No spectacle, just stacks. With the money in hand, he paused for a second, scanning the room, and then he smiled. It wasn't a wide grin, but the kind that says, "Now let's really party." Travis didn't head to VIP. He didn't sit quietly. Instead, he pulled a power move that caught everyone off guard. He walked straight to the DJ booth, dapped the DJ, whispered something in his ear, and then grabbed the mic. "Vegas, what's good? Let's go crazy tonight." His voice boomed. And like that, he owned the club. Saweetie, halfway through, throwing another handful of bills, looked up in surprise. Their eyes met across the dance floor, two icons standing at opposite ends of a wild playground, and she smiled. It was a moment of mutual recognition. Game respects game. Travis cracked open a Magnum bottle of Don Julio 1942 and raised it. "High shots on me. Let's F asterisk 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 and go." The music shifted. His voice roared over the bass as he began curating his own playlist on the fly. Crowd favorite after crowd favorite came pouring out of the speakers. He shouted out dancers by name, pointed to sections of the crowd, ordered them drinks, challenged them to dance battles, and shouted out, "Next round of tequila to that table." Without blinking, it wasn't just a DJ set. It was a high-voltage, interactive experience, and Travis was conducting it with wild precision. By now, the room was in full euphoric chaos. Saweetie, not one to be outshined, joined the energy from the other end, dancing with a group of friends while coordinating spontaneous twerk-offs with dancers. At one point, she took the mic for a few minutes, teasing fans with a few a cappella bars of an unreleased song. The room hung onto her every word. She laughed, cheered, and made the room feel like a giant living room after a house party turned legendary. Eventually, the two stars drifted toward each other in the VIP lounge, not in a staged PR photo op way, but like two people just vibing. After a long night, they sat together on a plush velvet couch, sipping from frosted glasses, nodding along to the music, occasionally leaning in to laugh or share a word over the pounding beat. It wasn't flirty, it wasn't formal, it was chill, just two icons unwinding in their element. Around them, fans and friends continued to party. At one point, a dancer climbed onto the back of a booth and began performing a slow, hypnotic pole routine in time with one of Travis's unreleased beats. Saweetie clapped and threw more singles in the air. Travis looked at the scene, smiled to himself, and then gave the DJ a signal to transition into something darker, heavier, a pulsing, unreleased beat that filled the room with tension and dolice. Like, look at this. Look at this. And we look at this. And we all know I've been exploring that path. And then gave the DJ a signal, too. I gave me a signal. Anticipation. By 4:30 a.m., the crowd began to thin. Some left to chase after parties. Some too intoxicated to realize they'd just been part of a moment they'd probably never see again. But Saweetie and Travis stayed a little longer. Not for the cameras, not for the headlines. It's just to enjoy the tail end of a night that had turned into something unforgettable. Around 5 a.m., Saweetie stood up, adjusted her hair, gave a few kisses to the dancers still nearby, and hugged one of the club's managers goodbye. She looked back at the now calmer floor and gave a soft smile, almost as if she knew she'd just made history in her own icy way. Travis followed suit shortly after. He didn't say much, he rarely does, but his presence lingered as he exited through a side door, disappearing back into the city before the sun could rise. There were no official photos, no media interviews the next day. Just whispers, stories and phone videos that barely captured what it felt like to be there. And in Vegas, that's how legends are made.